On September 3, 1900, Union Station, a bustling train terminal, opened for business in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. It was the epicenter for travel in not just Middle Tennessee, but the entire state. During the 1940s, over 100 passenger trains passed through Nashville each day. However, during the 1950s, commercial airlines were increasing in popularity. When President Dwight D. Eisenhower ushered in the interstate highway system in 1956, people started to travel the country by car instead of train. That was the final nail in the coffin for the rail yard, and L&N Railroad began cutting routes from Union Station to smaller cities. In the 1970s, Union Station was shut down and service ended. The building was boarded up and sat empty, becoming infested with pigeons. Eventually, Union Station became part of the federal government's General Services Administration, and plans were put into place to turn the old train station into an office building. However, some prominent citizens stepped in and sued the GSA. A settlement was reached, and Union Station was turned over to the city of Nashville. In 1986, it was restored to its former glory as a lavish hotel. Due to all the history of Union Station, it's no surprise to hear that guests and employees of the hotel claim the building is haunted. In fact, it's believed that at least 4 spirits reside in the old train station, the most popular of which is Abigail. During World War II and the Korean War, hundreds of thousands of American servicemen came through Union Station as they headed off to other parts of the world to carry out their orders. It was during World War II that a beautiful young woman with dark hair named Abigail came to Nashville to see her fiancé as he went off to fight in Europe. According to legend, a few years later Abigail returned to Union Station to greet her lover and accompany him back home to start their lives together. But that night, as she patiently watched hundreds of soldiers get off the incoming trains, she began to worry when she didn't see her beau. As the last few soldiers climbed out of the train, one of them slowly walked to her. With tears in his eyes, he reluctantly confirmed Abigail's deepest fear. Her sweetheart had died valiantly on the battlefield, and he wasn't coming home. After years of missing him and planning their future together, Abigail began to feel weak. She had to sit down as she tried to make sense of what she had just heard. Sobbing uncontrollably, Abigail leapt to her feet and jumped onto the tracks in front of an oncoming train, which killed her instantly. Ever since Union Station was converted into a hotel, Abigail has claimed room 711 as her own. It's believed she chose the room because it overlooks where the trains came in during the mid-20th century. Poor Abigail is doomed to spend eternity watching and waiting for her long-lost love to return. But if you think Abigail sits around in 711 patiently waiting, you would be wrong. Abigail can be pretty mischievous and likes to make her presence known from time to time by turning lights and televisions off and on at odd hours. Some guests have seen an unseen force throw remote controls and hairdryers across the room. Abigail isn't just confined to her room. She's also been known to walk the halls outside of 711. Night auditors have reportedly felt someone walk by them late at night while they walked down the hallway of the floor. There are also stories of hotel staff seeing dark shadows darting in and out of the mirrors in the hallway. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying that Union Station is a place with a rich and fascinating history. And who knows, maybe if you stay at the hotel, you'll get to experience its ghostly residence for yourself. Please like the video and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily ghost stories. You can find our Southern Ghost Stories books over at Amazon as well as Barnes & Noble. Also, is there a local ghost story near you that you would like to see us dig into and do a story on? Please leave us a comment.